What's going on, guys? Mac Junkie here, and welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Razer Mamba Tournament Edition. Now, right off the bat, as you can see, this thing has some crazy RGB lights all over it, and I think this is probably one of the best looking RGB mice available. And what we're going to be doing today is taking a look at the features this thing has, as well as how it performs in games and how good this mouse actually is for its $50 to $60 price tag. Now, I ordered this thing on Cyber Monday, and it got here on Friday, and then I've been putting off this review. I've had it for, since Friday, so I've had it about 3 days, and I've been using it in comparison to my Razer Death Adder Chroma. So, the difference between this mouse and the Razer Death Adder Chroma is not only all these cool lights, but also its programmable buttons. The Razer Death Adder has your right click and your left click, middle mouse, and then the two buttons on the sides right here. But the Mamba, in addition to that, also has left and right scroll wheel. Like you can turn the scroll wheel left and right and push down. So that's 3 clicks, or 3 things you can set your scroll wheel to do. And it also has these 2 top buttons right there. So that's in addition to that. Now, one thing that actually really surprised me is that the sensor on the Razer Death Adder is actually better than the sensor on this Razer Mamba Tournament Edition. As you can see there, this uses a Philips twin eye sensor, which is reported to have bugs and not be as good as the Razer Death Adder's optical sensor, which really surprised me, and unfortunately I did not know this until I bought the mouse and I really started looking into it. Because when you read Razer's website and the Amazon description, it says Ultra 5G, 16,000 DPI gaming mouse, ultra sensitivity, all this crazy stuff. Now DPI is really just a selling point. I don't really think there's actually much who uses 16,000 DPI? I play at 900, so, but they still use it as a selling point and it works. And another big reason I got this is because I'm really digging the whole RGB thing. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. And as you guys know, I have the Razer Firefly, which is right over here. Oh, I have my phone plugged in because it's almost dead. You can see it over there. So as you can see, this mouse just works perfectly with the Razer Firefly. It looks great. I have so many wires all over the place. I'm sorry, guys. But, yeah, so now we're going to go ahead and hop onto the computer. I'm going to move the camera, and we're going to go ahead and look at the Razer Synapse settings for this guy. Alright, guys, so now we're here on the computer. I'm still using the camera, and we are currently in Razer Synapse. Now, as you can see, there are 9 programmable buttons here, and then there's a side view to customize those side buttons there. So there's a ton of customizability, but the main thing we're on here to look at is the lighting effects. Now, as you can see down here, I have the Razer Firefly and the Razer Mamba. And on the lighting effects, you have all your different lighting effects here. You got breathing, reactive, spectrum cycling, static, wave, and none. And then there's also a chroma configuration, which basically lets you customize each of the zones. This actually got a little bit bigger. Let me zoom out here. You can customize each zone on the side of the mouse to be whatever color you want. So there's a ton of customization here. I haven't really messed around with this too much. I usually just leave it on the wave setting. But as you can see, you can select a zone and then change it to a certain color that you like and make it pulse and wave in your own colors that you choose, which is one of my favorite things about the mouse is the amount of customizability you can get with it. And that's a really cool thing. So now I'm going to go ahead and go back to the regular Razer Synapse. So here it is. Go ahead and zoom back in there so you guys can read it. So that's pretty much it for this. You can change the direction of the wave. So as you can see, I have it set to wave. I'm going to show you guys all the different effects. I'll actually go ahead and keep the camera pointed at the mouse here for this. I'm going to go and zoom out. So there's the mouse. Right now it's on the wave setting. This is actually what I usually keep it on because it looks really good with the Razer Firefly mouse pad. So now I'm going to change it to spectrum cycling. And I'll go ahead and apply that to my mouse mat as well. This will just cycle through all the different colors, and it stays in sync with the mouse pad. So it slowly cycles through, much more calm. So if you don't like all the flashing, wavy, rave lights, just have a simple flow through all the different colors. Then there's static, which is, you can just choose a color, and then it, stays a color. So there's green. If I was going to choose a static color, I'd probably keep it as green. Let me go and choose that. As you can see, just keep it green if you want to keep it green. And then we have wave, which you've already seen, which is that one right there. And then we have reactive. And reactives, whenever you click the mouse, it's going to pulse whatever color you choose. And you can choose the length. I might as well bring this back over to the computer here. You can choose the length that you are going to have it. So right now it's set to medium. And the length basically changes how long that that pulse will last. So if I have it short, when I click, the light will show and then go away pretty quickly. If I have it set to long like that, it will, if I click, it'll pulse and stay there for a longer period of time before fading away. So that looks really cool. Whenever you click or shoot in a video game and you click your mouse, it'll pulse whatever color I have it set to green, but you can change it to whatever you want. Alright guys, so now we're in a game. I'm going to go ahead and play some Call of Duty World War II. A game I've actually been enjoying quite a lot compared to the last 4 Call of Duties. The last Call of Duty I actually really took any interest in was Black Ops 2. And I'm really happy to see Call of Duty come back to, not Jetpack Joyride Simulator 2.0. So we're going to be going in and testing out the response time of the mouse. Now, the panel I'm using is an IPS panel, but the response time of it is 10 milliseconds, which is a little high, but it's still fine for me. The mouse is, for me, it's really responsive. I have a VSync turned off, so that way I actually get a good response. Now, when I tap, my gun fires, pretty much instantly. And I don't notice anything better or worse than the Razer Death Adder. However, I do notice, and one of these glitches that a lot of people had been talking about with the Razer Mamba, and the sensor it uses, the Philips Twin Eye or 2-eye sensor, is that it has a Z-axis bug, which is whenever you lift the mouse, it will flick down just a little bit. You can see it happening right there. Whenever I lift my mouse, it just kind of flicks down. This is really small and minuscule, and it used to be much larger. It used to be a much bigger bug, a much bigger movement, but I did figure out how to fix that. Actually, I'm probably going to make a tutorial on how to fix that if you have a Razer Mamba yourself. So it's very minimal, however, it is still there. Oh no, there's a guy! Go away. I'm doing a tutorial. You can go right away. I'm just going to hide here. Are you going to come at me now? Oh gosh, he's throwing grenades. That's not okay. Where is he? Where is he? I don't really have a good close quarters gun. Did I juke him? Okay, I juked him. But compared to my Razer Death Adder, the response time is really good. The mouse itself has a 1 millisecond response time, but of course I'm limited by my IPS screen. I'm dead. Yep, I'm dead. But it feels really good. It's very responsive, very similar to my Razer Death Adder, and I can easily cope with the very slight little flick. That's probably barely even noticeable on the recording, that little tiny glitch down. And that's whenever I lift and place my mouse. And if you have a Razer, if you have the Mamba Tournament Edition, and this little Z-axis bug is a lot bigger, if you lift it up and instead of just doing this little thing, it goes maybe like that or something. I'm going to be releasing a tutorial on how to fix that. Pretty simple fix, and I hope it helps. I hope it actually, keeps working. I hope that this bug doesn't get worse for me as the mouse gets older. But overall, a very responsive mouse, very pretty mouse, and it really feels very similar in terms of how it performs in game to the Razer Death Adder. So that's all for testing this thing in games. So guys, that was just a quick little look at the Razer Mamba Tournament Edition. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll leave links to this thing down in the description if you want to take a look at it. The prices may have changed since Cyber Monday. But anyways guys, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams.